Currency. Currency is a specific kind of money. Every country has its own currency and currency symbols, including paper notes and coins. The value of money is determined by the demand for it, just like the value of goods and services. There are three ways to measure the value of the dollar. The first is how much dollar will buy in foreign currencies. They take into account supply and demand and then factor in their expectations for the future. Whether we pull out paper bills or swipe a credit card, most of the transactions we engage in daily life use currency. Indeed, money is lifeblood of economies around the world. Currency refers to paper money or coins that are in circulation. But currency is actually only a small piece of monetary economy and just one consideration when we look at the total money supply. Indeed, most money exists today as credit money or as electronic records stored in databases in banks or financial institutions. But still, the bread and butter of everyday transactions is currency, and that is what we will look more closely at here. Currency tells the economic condition of a country. Currency is a physical money and economy comprising the coins, paper notes in circulation. Currency just makes up a small amount of the overall money supply, much of which exists as credit money or electronic entries in financial ledgers. While early currency derived its value from content of precious metal inside of it, today's money is backed entirely by social agreement and faith in the issuer. For traders, currencies are the units of accounts of various nation states whose exchange rates fluctuate between one another. Currency is the physical paper notes and coins in circulation. By accepting the currency, a merchant can sell his or her goods and have a convenient way to pay their trading partners. History is various forms of currency. Today, it's natural to associate currency with coins or paper notes. However, the currency has taken a number of different forms throughout the history. In many early societies, certain commodities became a standard method of payment. The Aztecs often used cocoa beans instead of trading goods directly. As far back as 2500 BC, Egyptians created metal rings they used as money, and actual coins have been around since at least 700 BC. Paper money didn't come about until the Tang dynasty in China, which lasted from 618 to 907 Anno Domini. Metallic money in the form of coins made from precious metals such as gold, silver, or copper have been commonplace since early civilization. Other forms of currency that have existed include large circular stone in the Pacific Islands, cowrie shells in pre-modern America, tobacco leaves, measurements of grains or of salt, or even cigarette and packages of ramen noodles in prisons. More recently, technology has enabled an entirely different form of payment, electronic currency. Using a telegraph network, Western Union completed the first electronic money transfer way back in 1871. With the advent of mainframe computers, it became possible for banks to debit or credit each other's accounts without hassle of physically moving large sums of cash. Today, electronic payments and digital money is not only common but has become the most important ubiquitous money form. Value in currency. So, what exactly gives our modern forms of currency? Whether it's an American dollar or Japanese yen, how much does it value? Unlike early coins made of precious metals, most of what's minted today doesn't have much intrinsic value. Here is the list of world's 10 most strongest currencies. The bottom line is Regardless of the form it takes, all currency has the same basic goals. It helps encourage economic activity by increasing the market for various goods. And it enables consumers to store wealth and therefore address long term needs. That's all, friends. Stay tuned for the next video, which will be more interesting. It will be on the same topic of currency. Bye bye. Have a nice day.